Hello, beautiful Capricorn. How are you? I hope that you are doing fantastic. This is your love reading for July-ish into August. They're late, well, they're not really late because I wasn't even planning on doing love readings to begin with, but I felt like the collective needed some love readings. So there you go, Capricorn. All right, so what we're going to do here, oh, by the way, I am Elena Valdez. Did I already say that? I think I did. I think I did introduce myself. Not sure. Anyway, Cappy, let's get started here with the general energy, the general love energy that you are experiencing here July-ish into August. What is going on with their beautiful Capricorn spirit? 3 cards, please. Already. Whew. Oh, you're feeling vulnerable. Let's see what is going on. One more card. Okay, beautiful Capricorn. We have the Page of Cups. We have the Queen of Swords. And we have the Ace of Swords. Ooh-wee. Cappy, this is some powerful energy. For starters, with the Page of Cups, specifically this Page of Cups from this tarot deck, shows me that you are feeling quite exposed in an area, in a romantic situation. This is about feeling raw, exposed, and almost like, you know, when you are young and that first love or that feeling in the beginning when you meet someone or you have the potential or you have the hope, that kind of vulnerability is what this energy is. But what's interesting for you is that it's right next to the Queen of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. There's a situation here, Capricorn, that has you vacillating between, it's like you're in this vulnerable space. And for some of you, this is about learning and experiencing love, maybe for the first time, or maybe a different kind of love that you haven't experienced before, or there is someone that you are interested in that's very different in terms of the type of person you have dated in the past. And you're sort of switching in and out of vulnerability and sternness, because the Queen of Swords is very stern, very focused, not necessarily interested in love. The Queen of Swords is very precise, methodical. They have a plan. They have a purpose and reason for everything they do. And it's paired with the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is about communicating swiftly, precisely, to the point when it's combined with the Queen of Swords. So this can be twofold. Number one, you may just be in a situation where you're feeling very vulnerable and raw because you are communicating in a very clear, precise way. For others of you, I'm getting the sense that you are concerned about communicating your feelings to someone. And so you're sort of in this energy of, okay, I'm feeling a particular way that's feeling foreign to me. And I say that because just the imagery of this Page of Cups feels exposed. And you're almost like in this energy of you want to communicate, but the way that this needs to be communicated is new for you. For others of you, you may just be experiencing these emotions for someone who you are experiencing to be very cold and distant and detached, because the Queen of Swords can sometimes come up that way. Now, the beautiful thing about the Queen of Swords is that, and I know I've said this many times in all of my videos and all of my recordings, but this is not a gender specific read. So when I say queen, this can be male, female. It's an energy that we're speaking of here, right, Capricorn? You may be experiencing a person who is just so sure about who they are and is very clear about who they are. And you are learning how to be with that. And here's the thing, Capricorn, you are very clear, very focused. You are all of those things that I just said about the Queen of Swords. but not always in the theme of love, relationship, and romance, right? More so in the themes of work, career, purpose, and even your friendships. But when it comes to romance, and I know this is a generality because not all Capricorns are like this, it depends on other placements in your natal chart. But here there's a definite mismatch in energy. So either A, you are going back and forth with between being vulnerable and then being stoic and I'm not going to show any feelings, or B, you're being vulnerable, feeling exposed and raw, learning how to communicate, but the person that you are communicating with feels cold, distant, and detached to you. Okay, so that's sort of a thing that's happening here. So let's see how you are feeling about yourself within this context. Although I'm already seeing that you're feeling vulnerable and raw, but how are you feeling about yourself in this situation with this person? Let's see, how is Capricorn feeling? Yeah, there's something about this person that you are potentially interested in that's unattainable. Alternatively, Capricorn, someone may be experiencing you as unapproachable. You could be marrying as well with the Ace of Swords there. How are you feeling about yourself in this situation? Let's see. We got the Queen of Cups. We have the Hierophant. And we have the Devil, which is the lower octave representation of Capricorn, the Devil. And I'll explain what that means in a little bit. But look at these stunning cards. You have the Queen of Cups with her heart chakra completely activated. And you have the Hierophant in his deepest spirituality, contemplation, guidance, going inward. And then you have the Obsession. This is how you're feeling about yourself. You're struggling, Capricorn. You are, see, you have the, I hope you can see the visual, the imagery that I'm getting here. You have the Hierophant here, which is our highest selves when it comes to accessing our spirituality, whether it's because we're accessing through our own means or through a guide, a therapist, a spiritual guru or guide or what have you. But this is about getting centered in our spirituality and the things that mean the deepest to us. And it's smack in the middle between your ability to love, your ability to give, your ability to be vulnerable, share of yourself, experience love, feel love, give love, emotion, all of that. Smack in the middle of that energy and this energy of the obsession, the worry, the addiction, the overthinking about a situation. You're in these, it's like you're in two worlds right now, Capricorn. You are jumping in. I see this want. It's like you want to tap into this well of emotion it's almost like you've had this reserve inside of you that you're starting to tap into. And you're fighting between that want and that willingness, because I see it here, Capricorn. I see your willingness to feel, to give, to love. And then I also see the critical mind with the Devil here. I see the parts of us that are not great, right? Like the dark side. So the Queen of Pentacles is representing all the beautiful, lovely things that you hope and that you feel about love. While the Devil is representing all the negative things you have, like the wounds from the past, the blaming, the resisting, and feeling resentment, grudge, hate, the opposite of all the things that are love here. You're self-loathing here. This is self-loathing also. And this is more about detachment. About attachment instead of detachment, right? And the Hierophant is about experiencing things and feelings on a higher octave that's spiritual and enlightened. And so it's like it's like your higher mind, you beautiful Capricorn, your higher mind is trying to reconcile these two energies that you are experiencing right now. And you are very much experiencing both energies. You are having, it's an inner conflict. It's an inner conflict of you want to bring your walls down. You want to love. You want to be loved. You want to experience that. And then you have the devil with the overthinking. I keep picking up self-loathing. I keep hearing that, and I keep hearing grudge and resentful and hate. Like I keep hearing all the yucky, not so nice things about the devil here are coming up. But you're trying to take control of this by getting into your higher self here with the Hierophant. And that's beautiful, because what that tells me, Capricorn, is that although you're having all of these lower octave devil thoughts come up, you're self-aware. This tells me that you are aware that that's happening within you. I think the only thing, when I look at this, I also think of spiritual bypassing, which is something that sometimes we use to not deal or feel with situations. So my only concern for you, Capricorn, when I see this energy is making sure that you're not using spirituality to band-aid something without actually working on something, right? Because I think sometimes, and especially culturally, and depending how we were raised, right? Like how we were raised and what we were taught about spirituality, or what we learned about spirituality as adults, we can utilize that to sort of put a blanket over the issue here. But what you're experiencing right now, Capricorn, is very real, and they're contrasting energies. And I think it's freaking you out a little bit because you have no control over this. And at the end of the day, when we get into this Hierophant state, this is about giving up control to the higher being. And sometimes that means going to therapy, going to a spiritual healer, praying, meditating, just turning off the mind, right? All of that. Remembering who we truly are at our core. Another thing to be careful here when the devil shows up is distractions. Like becoming busy just to distract us from what we're really feeling. That energy is coming up for you, Capricorn. All right, honey, let's move into how they feel about you, how the other person feels about you. We want to be careful too when the devil pops up like that next to the Queen of Cups and there's that contrast. We want to be careful that we're not becoming tyrannical in what we want, like what we want, our obsessions, our there's another word for obsession that I'm coming up against and I'm trying to find. It's not just obsession. There's something else here. It's like wanting things our way and we're not getting what we want. And so we go into the self-loathing, blame space because we don't understand something. This is power image. I need you to see this again because this is powerful imagery. I have not seen something illustrate such a huge contrast in such a well demonstrated way. Like here it is, the energy that's trying to balance and trying to reconcile the devil and the Queen of Cups here. It's also you're being very hard on yourself here. You're being very hard on yourself and potentially being very hard on someone else because this is about expectations and control. The devil can be controlling. And I think that's what you're balancing, because you see that. I feel like you're aware of this, Capricorn. You see, you're recognizing this in you. You're recognizing this temperamental, tyrannical, capricious side that's like, well, I want this. Why can't I have it? And then on the other side of that, what's really there is you just want to be loved. You want to experience love. You want to give love. You want to share love. So it's an interesting energy. All right, how does the other feel about Capricorn? The devil can also represent our depression, our mental instability, any of those behaviors like narcissism and what is that other one called? Not bipolar. It's another disorder with a B. I'm not saying that you have that. It can represent that. It's the borderline personality, that kind of thing. So you may be experiencing some of those emotions, some of those behaviors. I'm not saying that you are those things, Capricorn. I'm just saying that that's the lower octave that the devil can represent sometimes. Okay, how does the other person see you? Wow. First and foremost, beautiful Capricorn, the other person sees you as the Empress. The other person, or the other person in this situation, sees you as someone who has it all together, who is in harmony. I mean, they see you in a very beautiful light here. This is a beautiful light. This is when somebody sees you as the Empress, they hold you in high regard. The Empress is an energy that is giving, loving, generous, beautiful, in harmony. So out of the gate, honey, like this person, this energy, whatever you're dealing with in the romantic sphere here, they hold you in high regard with this Empress here. However, it is followed by the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. And there could be a couple of interpretations here, and I'm going to get to that in a bit. And then we have the Ten of Wands. So a couple of things that this can go. Number one, first and foremost, without a doubt, they hold you in high regard. They have a lot of respect for you. They think you're beautiful. They think you're good looking, aesthetically pleasing. You have your life together. That's how they see you. And at the same time, for one group of you, even though they hold you in high regard, they are aware that you are not their wish fulfillment, or that they are not your wish fulfillment. Meaning there could be an incompatibility here, either on your side or their side. So even though they see you as the end all be all, they are aware that this is not right. Not with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. And then we have the Ten of Wands, which is about ending struggle, ending something that's not, like the end of something that's just not working, that is being forced, right? So I think either you, Capricorn, are in a situation where you see that someone's just not for you, but don't necessarily want to admit it, because there's this complexity of you want to love, you want to feel love, or maybe that person cares about you so much that you don't want to lose that. Alternatively, it can be the other way around, that this person you're just not compatible, and they understand that, and they know that you're at the end of, you're both at the point where you're realizing this isn't going to work. And that's painful, right? That's a heavy burden to carry when you realize that you can care about someone, you can have all the emotions and all the feelings, and you can hope for something to be it. And it can be aesthetically pleasing and all the things that you would want in a partner, but yet the compatibility is not there. And so we need to be careful that we don't let the lower mind convince us that something is right when it is not, or force our will upon something that is very clearly showing us it's not for us. So that's what's difficult in this situation, Capricorn, is that there are a lot of value. You both see value, right, in one another. They especially see a lot of value in you, especially them towards you. Like they see a lot in you that is just beautiful, magnetic, poised. Like they just see you as a beautiful being. Look how gorgeous this Empress is. That's how they see you. Yet needs are not being met. Compatibility is not in line. And that's a hard burden to carry. It's like when you have hope for something and you really want something to work and then it doesn't, and it's like, oh, why? All right, Cappy, let's get some advice for you here. What is the advice for a beautiful Capricorn? One more card. Advice for a beautiful Capricorn. Ooh. So you got the King of Cups in reverse. You got the Queen of Wands upright. And you have the Page of Swords in reverse. Couple of messages here. Couple of you here are actually ending something with a water sign. You have stopped communication with a water sign here. And that could be the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups here. So for some of you, this is a water sign situation that you're dealing with. And the advice is to stop the communication or the messaging. I think that there's a temptation. There's some of you here who are tempted to communicate and reach out to a water sign. If it's not a water sign, then it's about it's a person, an archetype who presents with water sign indications. So very romantic, loving, emotional, intuitive, creative, that kind of individual, right? And your advice, beautiful Capricorn, is to maintain your own independence here and your own fire. There's a call here to go at it alone for a bit. Now, the Queen of Wands on its own doesn't identify a person who is alone. However, in the context how this is popping up, it can be twofold. Number one, you're being called to move away from a King of Cups, a water sign potentially, and someone who is younger than you with the Page of Swords in reverse. Again, these are just archetypes, right? So just adjust how it best resonates for you. And there is another potential here with the Queen of Wands, someone who is a bit more fiery, a bit more available, very independent, very creative, kind of just extroverted, that kind of energy. But this can also mean, if it's not a secondary option for you here, this can also mean that you're just being advised to pull back from this conversation or messaging or communication with someone who things have just not worked out with, and really focus on your own exuberance, on your own vitality, what brings you joy, what inspires you, Capricorn, like how do you ignite your own fire here, right? I think for most of you, though, this is a twofold. It's about you tapping into that energy, and also that this energy is coming towards you. You may already have this person in your energy field, a secondary person coming in. I definitely feel this is incoming energy, but let's get some clarifiers. Is this incoming energy, or are we talking about the Capricorn's energy? What is this? The Queen of Wands. Is this incoming energy, new energy, or is it might be both. Let's find out. Is the Queen of Wands new energy incoming, secondary option, or is it Capricorn energy? The Eight of Swords. One more card. Yeah, it's about balancing yourself, honey. The Eight of Swords, the reason you're being asked to stop this communication with whomever is making you, whatever this issue is with the Devil, the Queen of Cups, for a lot of you, this is about a water sign and potentially an air sign also, because we've got a lot of swords here. Again, doesn't matter. The signs don't really matter, but for a lot of you, that is important, right? But when we're asking to clarify the Queen of Wands and the Eight of Swords comes out, another Swords card, this is about imbalance, emotion. This is about anxiety. This is about not feeling well. So that tells me that this energy is about you. This is about balancing you, Capricorn. This is you need to balance yourself. Now, remember that these readings are temporary energies. At the time that you come to this reading, which I already said, this is July-ish to August, right? This could just be what's happening now. This doesn't mean that this is how it's going to be permanently, Cappy, okay? This could just be the energy that you are experiencing this week into the month of August. But I think what's essential for you right now is to balance yourself, Capricorn, because some of you are off kilter here with this situation. Now, another thing that could be happening here is that someone else has been put off kilter because of you. And they're sort of, you're feeling their angst, you're feeling their trauma, their nervousness, and that is not helping you, right? Because you feel the obsession coming from their space, and you're like, I just got to balance myself out. So there's a huge call here, Capricorn, to balance yourself out. Focusing on the things that inspire you. I keep hearing that. Some of you have not been focusing on the things that inspire you. You've just been focused on, there's been some drama that's come up. Work has been busy with the Ten of Wands there. This is about inspiration, finding what inspires you. And maybe this is why you're walking away from the situation. There's something about it that didn't inspire you, even though someone was into you, and vice versa. Could be the other way around as well. All right, beautiful Capricorn, I hope that was helpful. If it was, please comment, like, and subscribe. That would be so helpful if you subscribed. Thank you so much, and I hope to find you back here for the monthlies in August, which I'll start posting next week. Bye.